Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. Wife start cheating with company worker after her career change, and this is how I found out. Never thought my 35M life would become a train wreck after all these years of blissful married life. We have been together for 8 years, 6 years married. She 32F was closer to my parents than I am. Our marriage was perfect and the sex was great. Granted that there were some lean periods now and then, but we always managed to find our way back to each other with renewed effort and steadfastness. Both of us were in high-paying jobs and there were no problems financially. The only recurring argument that we used to have was in regards to having kids. I always wanted to start a family with her. Coming from a big family myself, I couldn't wait to start my own. She, however, maintained that she wasn't comfortable taking on a parenting role so soon in her life. Of course, I respected her opinion. She had certain aspirations in her professional front and she needed time and space to establish herself, something she would lack if she got pregnant so soon. 3 years back, she got a career-changing promotion, and I was extremely happy for her. She had sacrificed a lot for her career, and therefore it was all the more special when her efforts were rewarded. This, however, took a toll on our relationship. Her new role came with more responsibilities. I found her constantly exhausted and distant. She often stayed back late and even used to take official trips on weekends. Our intimacy hit an all-time low. We only had sex when I initiated it, and that too very rarely, as she mostly excused herself with some reason or the other. This made me frustrated, but I stopped making any advances from my end after a point. In hindsight, I realized that she never stopped caring for herself even when the sex was zero, be it revamping her wardrobe, hitting the gym often, and dressing up regularly. I respected her too much to think that she would do something as low as sleeping outside the marriage. It never occurred to me even once. When I found it, it was completely by accident. My phone was low on charge and I picked hers to make a call. Her phone was nearby, though I didn't know her pattern. My wife was asleep and I didn't want to wake her up. To this date, I don't know what spurred me to do it, but I took her phone by the sides and held it tilted against the light. Dimly I could make up the swipe pattern of her fingers, which I replicated. I was surprised that it actually worked. Ignoring the guilty feeling, I opened up her WhatsApp messenger. There was nothing on it and I felt a pang of shame for a moment. I closed it and then opened up her Facebook Messenger. My whole life came tumbling down. I found it all there. 13 months of endearing texts, sweet nothings, shared reminiscences, and promises to meet up for sex. She had an intense emotional and sexual affair going on with her boss ever since she had been promoted. They had done it everywhere, on his car, on his house, on office trips, and even in his private cabin at the office. I literally went numb with pain. I wish I had confronted her then and there, but somehow my mind stopped working. I just sat there on the couch like a zombie, and I still remember her waking up and getting ready for the office with that coy look on her face, humming and whistling like a teenager going on a date. I just sat there like a frozen doll. The whole week went in a haze as I still couldn't work up the courage to confront her. And yet with each passing day I felt something die in me little by little. My chat with my best friend helped me a little, and I finally broke the news and confronted her. I had imagined that she would break down, apologize to me, and offer to work on our marriage. I had entertained the possibility of us taking MC. Yet, none of that happened. She did break down briefly with tears and apologize for the hurt that they had caused me. Only after she said they did I realize the enormity of the situation. They were truly sorry for the hurt that they had caused. It was never their intention to hurt anyone, and that they had wanted to open up about the same for a long time, but she thought that I wasn't ready for it. I begged and cried like a child to make her stay, but she was all set. In my pettiness and desperation, I even threatened to complain about them at her work. It was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. After that, there was simply no hope for reconciliation, and she broke all contacts with me and only communicated via her lawyer. The divorce only happened 6 months later, after which she promptly moved in with him. I didn't contest her, and the settlement was fair for both of us as she too was gainfully employed. They are married now, and the other day I was checking out her FB, which I admit I do regularly. They had posted a happy pic captioning that she is now pregnant, which was strange as she never wanted to start a family with me when I had been married with her for years. I just don't understand anymore. I had grown more and more miserable day by day. I tried dating, but it just doesn't work for me anymore. I had never been as happy as I was during the first few years of our marriage when we were simply infatuated with each other. I wish I could go back in time and change things, even though I don't know what I could do differently. Updates. I have uninstalled all my social accounts except the professional network. The temptation to peep in was just too much, and I agree that it is preventing me from moving on. As far as going NC, she has already blocked my contact in all the messengers. I don't plan on re-establishing contact either. Regarding reporting to the HR, I'm afraid that the ship has long sailed. They are already registered as married in the employee portal, and she has been moved to a different wing. More importantly, thanks a lot for the support. The resources you have shared via comments and chat have been of great help. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.